Welcome back, everybody. Episode 9 of PTBO Connect. We're joined here by Lisa Couture of Couture Candy. I'm already messing up today. You probably know her from TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, as we were just laughing about. You pretty much can't go on social media without her seeing her store these days. Lisa, thanks for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
So as our listeners are probably aware, I frequent your product, your store, and now that it's available for delivery, it's going to get even worse. I don't think there's been a night where I'm not eating out of, what are they, 7.5 pound bags?
2.5
2.5
pounds.
pounds.
We can do a 7.5 though. I mean, we'll call it the Rob Davidson. I'm down with it.
I already have my bag. You guys gave me the specialty one, and Erica got through that one really fast.
I love those little straw things.
Yeah.
I'll make you a bag.
Yeah, those are amazing.
Yeah.
So for anyone that doesn't know, you put together these specialty bags of different variations. You've got different themes. What do you got going on for those now?
So we just got a brand new shipment in. One shipment today, one shipment is coming tomorrow. Brand new loose candy, so we're going to have brand new mixes. And we're just trying to keep everybody interested.
Perfect. So we'll back up. I'm not going to go over the years ago aspect to Couture Candy, your life. You did an amazing interview and presentation with the Chamber a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
So for anybody who wants to check that out, definitely go check that out. It was everything about you leading up to opening a store and why you did it. Absolutely amazing story. So definitely go listen to it. But what we're more about is you pulled the trigger, you opened a store, and what's life been like since then? You weren't a businesswoman. Either was your husband. You were new to this, and you figured it out as you went.
Yeah, no, it's been wild. We're just trying to keep everything going. PTBO is a fantastic place to have a small business. You guys know that. Just so much support, and the more that people ask, the more that
the one person not on camera is dying in the corner.
The more people ask us for new products, it gets us, a little fire under our butts to get new stuff in, try new things, and we're just super lucky that everything we're trying is like just at lightning speed, a big success. So we're super grateful.
I found that, so we launched Wide Drive Eats 3 weeks ago now, and what I've kind of noticed is people seem to want to be, I don't want to say told, but they want options that they're not necessarily thinking about. So what we're noticing is we've got people on our app, users on our app, that are just going to order whatever the new restaurant today is. They want to try new things.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would be a lot the same with you, that if all of a sudden you go on social media and you say, hey, we got this in. Yeah. As long as it fits it within the realm of something they would enjoy, that's what they're going to try next, because they want to try new things, but they're not necessarily, they don't know the candy market. They don't know the thousands of options that are available to them. They're kind of depending on you to say, hey, this is what you should check out next.
Or they're just seeing kind of what's available in a gas station or a grocery store, and what we have is kind of so beyond that. Or it's from a different country. It's something they've never seen before. But also I think so many people know someone who owns a small business, so they just like really want to support that too. Like it's like when there's a new restaurant that comes on. When Sam came on, it was like, we can support you guys. We can support Sam. Like, it's just such an awesome community.
Win-win-win,
Yeah, it is.
Sam's was the day that we were all, I don't want to say dreading, that we were all worried about. Sam's was the day where we were like, are we going to keep up? Like, we didn't realize going into it. So we've had a lot of amazing places join the platform.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And so we've had that expectation with some of them. Like, okay, day one was Hanoi House, and we were like, all right, a little bit worried about this. Susan has a huge following, and there's a lot of build up to it as well, being number one. But we were just actually talking to Curtis at PTBO Canada. We had a meeting with him for some other stuff, and he was asking how it was going, and Sam's came up. There was somebody, now obviously I can look up the name, I'm not going to name them, but there was somebody who must have been sitting there refreshing the page till we activated the restaurant, because we said it was going to go live at like 11 a.m. and instead it was like 11:18. Their order came in, I'm not kidding you, 35 seconds after we activated the restaurant.
So
like
good.
It was somebody sitting there waiting. And
was
then ours, ours was about a minute and a half after we activated. We did activate it in order to place our own lunch order, and somebody still beat us to it.
And it's the same with us. Like when we're launching a new product and we put that date and time out there, we can see exactly who's waiting. And it's just like, Lord, people, there's 150 people on, and we may only have 80 boxes or, something that we're doing. But it's absolutely incredible.
Well, and now I can't imagine, we've scaled up 3 businesses now, and it's always been organic. It's always been like a little bit of marketing, but there's never been that like going from 1,000 users to 3,000 users in a matter of hours.
Yeah.
Whereas you went from what, a couple thousand people here and there to one, when I last checked, and this is going back a couple weeks now, you were already surpassing like the 1.3, 1.5 million likes mark on one post. We all followed along with the story when your shipments started coming in and you were trying to, I think you closed down for a couple
2 days,
just to box up orders.
Yeah.
What was that like? Obviously it was intense. You had to keep up, but what was the feeling when it happened? Was it like a, oh my God, this is amazing, to an holy crap, what do we do now moment?
Thank God we had all the shipping stuff we needed. We did have to run down to Staples to get tape and packing peanuts and, stuff like that. But thank God we had enough product for 100,000 people to visit our website in a 72-hour period.
Yep.
Like, it was absolutely bananas. So we didn't really have time to think about it, but I just remember thinking, oh my God, like, how did I wish for this? Like, this is too much.
Yep.
When it's just really just my mom and I, and Matt helps out when he can. But just a wild thing. We didn't really have time to think about it.
I kind of wanted to wander down because I was watching it all happen on social media, and then talking to Joel, one of my partners here, is one of your best friends. I won't say best friend, that'll give him a bit of an ego.
Yeah, it's Allison's the good one. In
he married into being your best friend.
Yes, exactly.
And so following along with the story, and I was really curious to stop by, and I figured it was going to do nothing but bug you if we did that. But I can imagine what the shelves look like, what the store looked like during that 48 hours.
Yeah, it was unbelievable to turn our little tiny shop that we're already outgrowing into a full warehouse mode for hundreds and hundreds of orders that were coming in. And I mean, people did come by. There was like South PTBO brought us food, and like other people brought us coffee, and like just to keep us going. But to have that volume in such a small period of time, and now every video I do now goes out to 50,000 people instead of 6,000, which is insane to think of, because I organically grew this business post by post. TikTok wasn't even around. So now, one person can post one video and you can have 500,000 followers. And it's like, it's not that it's easy. It's hard to do social media, but when you've grown organically and then this happens, it's like people are just like, oh my God, it's just one video. And it's like, no. It's actually years and years of work and building an audience and a message.
Yeah, like you in a playful way like to follow the trends and have fun with it and get somebody to record
I love that, yeah.
And the best part of it, and you've acknowledged this too, that the video that blew up wasn't you putting effort into following a trend, doing a dance, singing a song, any of that stuff. It was just a boxing video.
I thought for sure the video of Shrek dancing on top of my store, which was the viral trend at the time, I thought like, okay, well maybe this will do it. So just like packing Becky's video and then having it go viral, not only in Canada, we caught our breath, then to go viral to 300 million people in the States.
Wow.
When it happened after that, it was just like, Becky and I are great friends now. We DM through TikTok all the time, and it's just wild that something can happen.
Was it just luck of the draw, or have you dug into why did that video? No. Like there was no special candy. There was no it wasn't anything unique. It was just another order being boxed. It was her second order, and
it was her second order. But I think people were really intrigued by the bags, right? This again, it's not something at a grocery store, convenience store, something like that. It was kind of something unique that maybe they hadn't seen before, they couldn't get locally, and man, they wanted a 2.5 pound candy bag, right? So they were ordering 10, 12, 20 of them at a time. So I think they were intrigued by that.
But ordering 20 bags?
Oh, easily. There was it was unbelievable.
The weight of the box alone on that.
But what a gift Canada Post is. That's the best $3. It cost us $3 every day to have hundreds of packages picked up at our store.
I was thinking the opposite, the deliveries, like seeing like the skid outside your store and stuff like that. I was like, these people dropping it off must hate you.
They
Like,
do. They do, because they can't park in front of our shop without the parking people, and it's just like, we don't have a loading dock. We're small businesses. We need, sometimes if we need to block a lane of traffic, that's what we have to do to keep going.
Yep.
Right?
No, nobody's going to care.
No, they do though.
Those are people that aren't supporting candy,
They
and
do.
nobody cares what their opinion
Yes,
is.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
But I thought it would, like, I say this even though the last couple of days we've been getting a lot of tickets. I feel like we're at borderline being targeted now for tickets all of a sudden. But for the last 6 months, we were getting away with some parking that like vehicles not paying for parking, vehicles being in loading zones. For some reason, that Y Drive decal was getting us out of parking tickets really well.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I don't know if maybe we like didn't pick somebody up on time that happens to write the tickets or something, but all of a sudden it turned into the opposite, where it's like, your meter expired 36 seconds ago. I parked today, forgot to pay while I was walking in. By the time I got to my office, there was, like, we're talking a minute and a half.
Yeah.
There was a ticket on my windshield when I looked out the window.
Boy.
So at that point, I didn't obviously bother paying $2 to park on digitally through the app. I just let the ticket sit there. It's still on the windshield, so hopefully I don't get another one.
Yeah, exactly.
But so what's next for you? I mean, you have this new, I think you said you went from about 5,000 to 50,000 people checking out each individual video and email blast. Obviously, you have to grow. Is it a physical growth? Like, do you need to start looking at warehouse space, or is it just work harder and hire more people?
I think, the TikTok thing gave us huge growth in such a small amount of time, because that kind of revenue, that kind of income doesn't happen to most people in 5 days, right? So it's really just about being smart about it. I feel like I'm never going to leave downtown. I'm there for, at least a couple more years. Sure, the space would be great, but we're just kind of managing. I see other businesses, growing super, super fast. And I just think for me, with young kids and, all of that stuff, it's just not the direction for me. But we just kind of stash the money away until, something awesome comes up. Like that's
Disneyland.
Like any, business related. But yeah, for us, it's just like when the opportunity comes, I want to be able to have the cash to jump on it. And not grow too big and ruin something that's really special to Peterborough that we've created.
It's always a good idea to have. My uncle, who I've taken a lot of notes from in business over the years, he used to refer to it as the war chest.
Yeah, totally.
Keep it stashed aside, and that way, no matter what happens, if it's an incidental, if it's something you want to do, if it's a competitor, no matter what, you've got that money stashed away, and it's not built into the budget. It's just there to do what you need to do with it. But you didn't really get into, and again, I'm referencing a video that I've watched and not necessarily everybody has, but you didn't get into this. You left a good paying, reliable job to get into something that your expectations weren't extremely high on in terms of what you could make. Is it getting, this is a blunt question, but is it getting back into stressful, or is it still fun? Like, we've all hit that moment where the business
it's super
is fun.
stressful. Yeah, I cry all the time.
I hear you.
But it's one of those things where it's just like, it's so stressful, but in the greatest way possible. Yeah. Like, it's a stress that I create on my own, but slowly, like, I'm learning to delegate. I'm asking for a lot more help. We have new staff coming on, which also came from TikTok because we couldn't manage anymore. Yep.
You hired your staff off TikTok?
No, we have, because of TikTok. No, because of TikTok.
You're really leading on TikTok.
No, because of the video. It's literally been nonstop since we went viral. So to grow so quickly, it's a good stress, and I know we'll kind of even out eventually. But for now, it's like I'll ride the wave. I'll be tired. I can have all the coffee in the world. I'll keep it going.
I mean, and it's not to take anything away from the effort, the work that you do, because every business it's all the same, and it's always that grass is greener. But at the end of the day, I mean, you make a living going to work and selling candy. I mean, that's
absolutely.
If you ask any 6-year-old if they want that job, they're going to say absolutely.
Absolutely. It's the dream. And like adults, like every day we get people messaging us asking if we're hiring. And I don't know if it's, the kid in the candy store thing or more just like the vibe that we're putting out there, right? I think that's something that people want to be a part of for whatever reason, if it's different than what I wanted to be a part of. But I think they're understanding what the vibe of the store is.
I'm going to say it's totally the vibe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it is. And we try to follow suit with that. It's a little bit harder because ours can get fairly stressful, fairly serious, especially being rideshare during a pandemic. I mean, there was definitely moments there, but it is the environment that you create. We have a really good retention with our drivers. They have great days where they make great money. They also have days where they don't make great money. They make some money, and but they stay loyal and they stay with us because of the vibe, the mentality that we have, and that's putting the employees, putting fun almost first. There's stressful times. There's times where we have to be jerks or be bosses, but at the end of the day, they're the reason that we're successful, and we have to kind of keep that going. And you're not naive to the fact that anybody can get a lease on a building and anybody can stock shelves. It's the personality that you're putting forward is what's making it successful, and also the loyalty of your customers. So,
and I've said that right from the beginning. Anybody can put candy in a box.
100%.
Literally anybody can do that, but that's not the reason the candy came about.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, it was always to make somebody else's day, to make somebody else feel special, to make somebody else feel amazing, so that you in turn were giving something out into the world. That's where it comes from. So people really gravitate towards that, and it's amazing.
The love behind the candy.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
It's small and sweet and affordable, and it's the gesture that really makes the big thing, right?
You've been doing it, you mentioned this again in that video, you've been doing this before candy boxes were a thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, nowadays you go on TikTok and
There's a million candy businesses.
everybody's boxing candy.
Yeah.
But you've been doing this before it was a thing. Not to say you created it. I mean,
No,
you can
not
say
at
that
all.
if you want
Of
to,
course,
but,
no, and I've never said that ever.
But no, you didn't just jump on a bandwagon. You were part of the reason it became a thing.
Yeah.
The first time I walked into your store, I was just blown away, because as big as PTBO is, there's not a lot of options. I mean, you have convenience stores, you have Walmart, and you have the mall. That's pretty much it. So to have a place you can walk into and get some because I had tried one, I don't remember which company it was. It was one from somewhere else in Canada, but we had ordered off a box going back, was that last year? And
the old school candy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's fun to be able to go on there. Like, we got like the nostalgic candy, and then also what's that gummy bear that I licked and almost died?
A little nitro.
Yeah.
I'm getting those back.
They're still one box.
Horrible.
They're fun.
No.
But that's what candy does, right? Like, when you're candy shopping, it's like, oh, remember that? Oh my gosh, remember that? Or you can have fun with these like new viral things.
I stole one from Liam because we ordered a lot of it.
We did not give this gummy bear to our
No. It was the other, because there's some stuff that I was like, oh, Liam will love this. Liam will love this. Like the nostalgic stuff that we got when we were younger.
Yeah.
The one that I took and he never saw again was the sour. It's like that toothpaste tube. With the sour green candy inside of it. I'm
like
sure.
The gel.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dentist is going to hate me for that one.
Yeah.
Like, my mouth hurt for like 2 days. You can't do that stuff anymore. People talk about like when you're older, you can't do certain things without feeling it the next day.
Yeah.
I can't eat candy like I could when I was a kid.
No, absolutely not.
Wait, what's this gummy bear?
It's a regular sized gummy bear, but it's like a certain like Scoville unit. Like,
it's horrible.
For heat.
They touched it and put it in another container to try to trick someone, and then
I took it out because
you licked your finger afterwards and were on fire just from the oils from touching this thing.
So most people will like cut like an ear off of this regular size gummy bear, but then you can go on YouTube. There's tons of videos of people eating the whole
It's
thing.
like the one chip challenge.
Yes, exactly.
So
yes.
I have, actually Brad, who was on last episode, his dad is a candy thief. I'll just call it that. He, our shop is next to his shop, and he'll come over and steal candy. And so any kind of candy, any kind of snacks, he just walks over, takes it. And so I had like one of those like Walmart containers of like gummy bears, and I was like, I'm gonna put that in there. So we ate the whole thing till there was only like 5 or 6 left, and then that's what Erica's referencing. I took the gummy bear out with my fingers, put it in the container, licked my finger like 5 minutes later, like just touched my mouth with it, and it burned. And not to get too personal, but he has a thing in his body where he can't burp. Like he physically has never burped in his life. And I remember I was like, no, we can't do, we have to.
No.
And I went and threw it in the garbage. I was like, well, I went to throw it in the garbage, and then Jackson tried the head off of it. And in the videos, when it's not someone you know, like when you go on YouTube and watch this gummy bear, it's funny.
It is,
when
but
it's
it's
someone
not,
you
no.
know and you're standing there and you're like, genuinely, do I need to call an ambulance because this person's like profusely sweating in the fetal position on the ground crying?
From eating the head of a gummy bear. Like
this gummy bear was in a ton of people's stockings like this past Christmas. Like people were like, oh, so-and-so would love this. My husband would love this.
That's cruel.
Yeah.
It's borderline should be criminal to give it to somebody without them knowing you're giving it to them.
Oh, yeah. No,
Like,
you can't
I
do
took
that.
it out because I was genuinely like, I think this could actually hurt him. Like, at least the average person can burp, can whatever. And I don't know if he knows we were going to do this. So and I know he listens to the podcast. He's the 3 of 5 listeners.
Yeah.
But no, if he had had that, I think it genuinely would have hurt him.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
But yeah, it would have been funny. But it's
I want to try it so bad.
I've got one
when
for
I
you.
get them in.
We
you have one.
We ordered 2, so we have one somewhere. I have it hidden so Liam couldn't find
you
it.
go.
Could you
Do
imagine?
a podcast episode.
Oh my
Or the
gosh.
dogs. Can you imagine if the dog found a box and was just like, oh, I like ripping open boxes and eating adult food?
Charlie does eat everything, but it's somewhere it's safe so that Liam couldn't find
There you
it.
go.
So
That's all that matters.
it's in a safe spot.
Edibles and gummy bears. We keep them locked away.
Yeah, hide those.
All right, so yeah, you blew up off of that. I'm gonna kind of double back to running a candy store. I've always been curious because you have an insane selection of different things, and it's not that you have a million different products; it's that you have a variety of products. How much of your day goes into finding what's next? So you kind of have to stay ahead of the curve and not get bored. Like if you just carry the same 100 products, eventually people are going to stop walking through the front door.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just always, checking out what our vendors have or new vendors and, stuff like that. And then, just if I see something that I think is really going to go, I mean, the Nerds Clusters is a prime example. Laying in bed one night and during the pandemic when everything was closed, watching Kylie Jenner post about Nerds Clusters, and I literally punched Matt and I said, get on every single site we
soon as
have
she said
and
it's
order
done.
as many cases as you can. And it was within an hour.
Yep.
Do you guys have these? Do you guys have these? Do you guys have these? And then they're still like one of the top 3 products we sell in the shop.
So how many shares of Nerds Clusters does Kylie Jenner have?
But again, if you just to have the insight to go, oh my gosh, I know how this trickles down from this family, whatever people think of them. But for that post to trickle down to a small business in Peterborough, Ontario, it's great.
And like you said, there's thousands of options across North America of people doing, not taking away from what you're doing because it's a little bit different in how you got into it and what you do for the community, but in terms of putting candy in boxes and shipping it out, there's thousands of people doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's the effort that you're putting in. I think a lot of people are doing it as a side hustle. They're doing it because it looks easy.
Well, and I think they see the success, right, of what's around, especially since we went viral on TikTok. I would guess I've probably gotten 24 emails of people who want to know exactly where we get our stuff from. And it's just like, but
the knockoffs.
already you don't, like, this is hard. Like, I work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, at least.
It's the same as when we had someone email us and ask us how our app works and who we use and all these different questions. And we're like, this is our business.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not going to tell you how it works or where you get your supplies from or whatever. Like, that's how you.
Yeah, it's
your
not,
business.
it's very much not, just putting stuff on a shelf. And I'm glad that it appears that way because nobody, our customers, our followers shouldn't ever think that it's more than just something super fun and super sweet. But,
for sure.
Any small business owner knows, like, it's a ton of work. It's a ton of work.
There's a lot of behind the scenes.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Cardboard alone. Dealing with cardboard alone is a full-time job.
Now, maybe they got taken down. There was a point when, because I was talking to Joel about it, and I was just checking to see how many there were, and they're gone. Did you guys have an issue where you were getting knocked off on Instagram and TikTok?
Yeah, we still have one right now.
Okay, because there was like 12 of them that
day.
Yeah.
So anytime we've done, like, since we got to a certain point on Instagram, like, anytime we did a giveaway, it was, like, immediate. And then, as soon as we went viral on TikTok, it was, like, a dozen Couture candies. Yeah.
I guess imitation is flattery.
Well, absolutely, right? Like, you kind of know you've made it when you get the scammer post.
Yeah. So I'm curious, out of the millions of views, and then you said, would you say 100,000 people went to the website within that couple days?
Yeah.
What does that translate to, not money-wise, that's none of our business, but in terms of orders, like how many orders did you get?
So we did about 400 in 3 days.
That's insane.
So then, then we were able to, like, reopen and everything was picked at least, but it was like even hundreds more after that.
And that's orders, not products. Like that's boxes
just
out
orders.
the door.
Yeah, that was orders out the door. So then it was just wild because I just took this awesome picture to, like, try to document it all. And then, Kawartha Now picked it up, and then there was some other media things that picked it up. And I think, again, people are just so genuinely happy for me. Like, it's insane.
You're the Coach Cal of the candy game.
Exactly, right? Oh, he's the sweetest. But so when it was all kind of said and done, my parents were like, I mean, they're always a huge help for us. But anyway, we all went to Riley's for dinner, like, the Tuesday after it happened. And we got up to eat, and this woman was just like, oh, I know who you are. I'm just so happy for you. And I was like, oh, keep going. But, like, just to, like, get spotted, and people are just genuinely happy about it. And messages, we've been following along, we're refreshing it, you're almost at 1 million, like, keeping us updated.
I got goosebumps. That's amazing.
It's just, like, been absolutely wild.
Well, and so we're experiencing it all over again, and I'm appreciating it more this time. I know it's stressing out my partners, one of which being Joel, but when we first launched Y Drive, it was the same as obviously opening anything else, including a candy store. It was like, you have these great aspirations, and then you get like 2 orders your first day, and you're like, oh, crap.
But the good thing with us was we already had, like, I had already outgrown 3 spots in the house. I already was getting dozens of orders a day. So we already had, like, a great base when we were in downtown. So there was no, like, we didn't have to, like, prove ourselves. Like, we were already established, which was kind of nice.
No, but going back to, like, the first time you went online and,
sold
the candy grams where you started and stuff like that, it's I'm being more patient with Y Drive Eats because I'm enjoying it more. I'm enjoying watching we did 8 orders the first day, so then we did 10 orders the second day, and then 14, and then 18. As long as that number keeps getting bigger.
That slow growth is so gratifying, I find.
Good. Yeah.
But then you start doing the math. Like, I know with Y Drive, we were always like, we'd only get excited if we went from, like, 200 rides to 240 and then 280. Like, it took you need a 40 ride jump in order for us to be like, oh, cool, that was a good day. But if you think about it, 1 ride a day already puts you at 365 rides a day by the end of the year.
100%, yeah.
And then 2 years, and it was to see the growth. We didn't pay attention the first time because the first time was also how we paid our bills.
Yes.
So it was like, okay, we need to get to 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 rides a day in order to pay the bills. With Y Drive Eats, I'm able to sit back and watch it and be like, this is cool. If we get 5 more orders every day than we did the day before, we're at 1,000 orders within months.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch. And
it's so fun to grow like that.
I will thank both of you because I see your name pop up quite often for orders.
Oh, all the time. I know we were saying, like, I feel like Joel Potter is judgmental whenever we put through an order. But it's like, we're freaking busy. I can't do groceries this week or last week or the week before.
You know what I actually love? So one of the things that we don't do that Skip the Dishes and Uber does is we don't hide the information from the restaurant for the client. So we don't do that for a few reasons. One is I want the restaurants to appreciate the people that are ordering.
Yeah.
But also if there is any issues, if there's something out of stock, if there's, they even want to say thank you. Like, let's say your name pops up for Sam's Place 5 times in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Then she has the option to be like, here's something on the side, or check out this new sandwich.
I love that we can see who the customer is when it comes through on our Y Drive Eats tablets, because it's been our repeat people.
Exactly.
And it's just like, oh, not only are they still supporting us, but now they're supporting another small business. Like, it's great.
And I love that. Like, we have the clients that we don't recognize their names, they're whoever. And it tells us as well, which is really cool. I don't know if it tells you guys how many, but us, it tells us how many orders they've placed.
Oh, nice.
It puts a number next to their name. I would hope it doesn't, but I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah.
But it tells us next to their name how many orders they've completed. So it's always cool to see the one, right? Like, that's a new client. But when you start seeing names, and especially like people that are on the app, so you and Susan, and you start seeing those names pop up ordering from other places, it's cool to see. When we launched Sam's on Monday, I loved that the first comment on the post was Hanoi House, and it was like pure excitement. Like,
oh my gosh, yeah.
And I'm picturing them across the road. They're across the road from each
Literally,
other. They should hate each other's guts.
Oh,
and
no,
like when you're hungry for
lunch,
lunch, they should be outside yelling at every client to come in their place instead of the one across the road. And instead, it's 2 women in business that are just like, no, you got this. Like, let's do this together.
Yeah.
And I called it the Hunter Street Crew.
Yes, absolutely.
Then that's what downtown and Peterborough in general is all about.
Does that make Lisa and I the George Street Crew?
Yeah.
It just doesn't have the same effect.
I like it.
Like, you got Hootenanny, and then you've got litter. Like, it's
The George Street Gang. Come on.
There we go.
Sounds fitting.
We'll find something.
I'm not picking on George Street. Since we've moved downtown, I've loved it, but Hunter Street just has a nostalgia about it. It's its own little environment over there.
We see tons and tons of comments on other businesses about, how apparently I feel about, such and such things happening in small business. And it's just like, nobody asked me.
Yep.
Literally, nobody asked me how I feel. So I am more than happy to respond and be like, no, Peterborough's the best friggin' place to come and have a small business. Come and have it here.
I think
come and have it here. It's the greatest.
Local.
Yes, exactly.
People forget that business owners are reading along with everybody else. Like, I love when I'll read, there's one on Reddit where the person's like, the owner of Y Drive is a jerk and he told me to F off when I called in. And I was like, no, that's something I'd remember. Like, I've done a lot of things in my life. I'm 100% sure I have never told anybody to F off when they've called in with a complaint.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
ever
pretty
in my
sure
life.
that's not how I run my business.
Yeah, and but then you call them on it and you're like, on that one I said something to the effect of like, oh, whatever, can't win them all. Like, I just kind of played it off like, I'm not going to get into it with you, but I know it's a fake comment.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, you should try to win me over, and blah, blah. I'm like, no, like, I knew it was a fake comment. I'm not going to sit here and banter back and forth with you.
I also just really think that people just don't want to believe that I'm a nice person, that I am actually as kind and as giving as I am. And believe me, I wasn't for a long time. And I'm the very first one to say that. Like, when you're a totally different person in a totally different job and you can't see positivity in the world, but then when you can, it's like, no, this is legit how I am. Like, this is how it is. And if I didn't want to be like this, oh my God, can you imagine the effort it would take to be like this all,
You can't sell candy and not be a nice person.
No, and I think like I had somebody this morning tell me that like watching my videos every day on Instagram, like, starts their day like with happiness. And it's just like, people know when that doesn't radiate through your videos.
Yeah.
That Cheetos popcorn one
is so good.
That video, I need some of that stuff
too. Good.
Erica needs, not taking away from your store or anything about it, Erica needs nothing from your store. Because it ends up in our bedroom, it ends up sitting next to us, and it ends up getting eaten at like 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night.
That's okay.
And Yeah,
it does.
I did the Cheetos for breakfast yesterday. I had like 40 minutes where I could like do some drafts for videos. So I was just like, okay, well, ring pops and popcorn, and this is the time where I
Ring
can
pop
do
for
it.
breakfast.
So
Breakfast of Champions.
I had
I
to.
love it.
You got to do what you got to do.
When I met Erica, it was, was it? Smart Food and...
energy drinks.
And energy drinks were the
I worked
go-to.
in retail.
Yeah. She managed a Rexall. Like, what are they going to do? Fire you? You can name them.
Yeah.
But she...
I didn't want to.
but she managed a Rexall, and that was like her go-to escape was buy Smart Food or buy a bag of Smart Food, buy a energy drink, and go to the office and close the door. And
Do you know I've never had an energy drink in my whole life.
Oh my gosh.
I've never
the
had a coffee.
Like,
He doesn't drink anything
I've never had
warm.
a sip of coffee in my life. Which isn't
How
true.
do you live?
I had a sip of coffee when I was 5. This will show whether or not my mom listens to our podcast.
She does
not. I had a sip of her coffee in the downstairs living room of our house in Huntsville at like, I don't know, 10 o'clock at night. I got out of bed, went down, was bugging her. I'm like, I want a sip. And you know how you just give in to kids and start argue with them? And I took a sip and spit it out all over the chair. She got mad, and I've never had a sip of coffee again in my life. I blame her.
It's so good.
No.
it's so good.
Especially iced coffee with alcohol
I've
in
had
the
iced coffee.
summertime.
All the good stuff.
Oh.
I like iced coffee. I
tastes
like.
the same as coffee. It's just
I don't like
cold.
hot drinks though. I'm explaining this to my wife. Like, she doesn't live with me day
Yeah.
in and day out. I don't like hot drinks. Like hot chocolate, it takes a special day for me to enjoy it.
Right.
Like, it takes a minus 30. I'm cold and damp and yeah. But nope, no coffee for me. I've never had a cigarette, never had a coffee. I mean, you can see over Erica's shoulder that I have a bar in our office.
Yeah.
But so I'm not. It's not like I'm vice free. But
Yeah.
I never coffee, never a.
I
And
feel picked on right now.
why? Because my bar's over your shoulder?
Yeah, that's why.
Would you like a drink?
No.
I know people that live on cigarettes and coffee.
Yeah.
That's how
Oh, yeah, for
that's how I
sure.
used to live.
And then you quit smoking.
And I was like 100 pounds lighter.
But you won't die of cancer.
When
Yeah.
we met, she was a non-smoker. I'm glad the camera picked up my air quotes.
I had quit for that week.
It turned out she quit a week earlier.
Nice.
And it lasted for a week.
Nice.
So,
I don't
but
smoke anymore.
No, he quit years and years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't stand.
How did we go from talking about candy to smoking?
I don't know. You said to pick on you.
I have a candy-related question, and I'm recording myself here. So
Oh, I was gonna say, go ahead, Mister. Doesn't have a microphone and keeps jumping in.
Let me edit it in. It's all magic. Don't worry.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you had to build like your perfect bag of candy, what would be in it?
I love the pass the bottle bag, like the one that went viral.
Oh, those are Coca-Cola bottles.
Yeah, it has like
Oh,
all
they're
the
so
different cola bottles. So like bubblegum bottles, sour cherry bottles, regular bottles.
Sounds really good.
But people ask me like my favorite candy all the time. It's like the most boring thing. It's like a raspberry licorice log that has like milk chocolate in it. It's like this big.
What?
It's from a company called RJ's. They're from New Zealand. They're fantastic. And I'm just sold out of them right now.
Why
But when I
Thanks for
want
teasing
them,
us.
when I want them, I go get them at One Fine Food.
Okay. Oh, that's such a good place.
Oh my gosh.
I have never been on the grocery store side. We've eaten there tons of times.
We always go in and we sit at the bar. And then we get the bread with the olive oil, we get our drinks ordered, we get our food ordered, and we always have these aspirations that we're going to go next door and buy bread and buy
it's our
oils
weekly.
and then
We go weekly.
by the time we are full and been drinking, it's
Yeah.
like, nope, we're out of here.
But I think you can take your drink.
What?
No.
I swear to you, because it's all liquor license. Don't quote
What?
me on that. One Fine Food, figure this out for us.
That
we
is
have-
a game. If I can drink
Did we
and
hire an
yeah.
assistant that could be looking
if
into this
I
right
can
now for us?
drink
Yeah.
coffee
Just send
martinis
them a
while
DM.
I'm
Yeah.
grocery shopping,
Can we walk around with our wine?
You are such a social media person now. Send them a DM.
Oh, yeah.
I would have never thought about that. I would have found their number, called them, sat
Oh,
on hold.
no. It's our weekly
I'm-
place. I get all my gifts there. They have these glug jugs. It's like the gift
Can we-
that we give people. We get them there.
What's
a glug jug.
Yeah, it's like a fish. And there's a whole story background
that? Did
behind
not
it.
explain. I get my glug jug. It's like a fish. That does not
like
better
this.
explain
It's like
it.
this fish jug,
Yeah.
and then when you pour it out, it glugs, like glug glug glug. It's called a gurgle pot actually, but we
Okay.
call it a glug jug.
I love it. What are the hours on One Fine Foods today?
Yeah, can we drink and grocery shop? That's what we want to know.
Market, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
I swear to God, somebody that works there when they first opened told me that.
If I can drink espresso martinis,
I don't think you should
grocery shop,
ask. I think you should just do it.
Ask and do.
Should we just call them?
With a
No,
camera.
I think this should be a beg for forgiveness instead of ask for permission type situation.
I'm all
just
about
order
that.
a drink at the bar and then get up and walk over to the grocery
Yeah.
store.
I have their number pulled up.
Oh,
Hi, can we
Bluetooth it.
drink?
Hold on.
Yeah,
No.
Bluetooth it in. Let's call.
All right.
Can we drink and buy salami at the same time?
Ask that specifically, please.
Gelato. You could get gelato.
We're doing our first call in.
Yay!
Well, this is a call out.
What is the number? 705.
Don't say it out loud. Everyone's going to call them right now.
They all have Google as well.
I
This
thought
isn't
only like
live.
5 people listen.
This isn't like the
everybody
owner's.
cares.
I'm not calling the owner's cell phone. Like, this is the
We're
store
going to get
number.
calls from all 5 listeners at once on Friday.
All right, here we go. Let's see if it pairs. Oh. And this is when we find out that the system is
One
on.
Fine Food.
Head
To reach the restaurant, press 1. For the market, press 2. Please hold while I try that extension.
Can you turn up just a little
Don't tell them I said it.
bit? Lisa from Couture Candy.
Good afternoon, One Fine Food. How can I help you?
Hey, how's it going today?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. I have the most alcoholic question you're ever going to be asked.
Oh my gosh, okay, you're speaking to the bartender, so hit me.
Perfect. Then we have met. We have met many times. I just found out some interesting news. So we were actually talking about the fact that I always go in with the intention on going to the grocery store, and then I sit down, have some drinks, order some food, and then by the time I'm done, you guys are closing and I go home because your grocery
Okay,
store
yeah.
closes before the bar. Is it true you can order a drink and walk around doing your grocery shopping with it?
Good question.
So-
I've never had anyone ask that
Somebody said
before.
because
Never
it's
been
all
asked
liquor
if
licensed,
can't
you can do
drink
that.
in grocery shop.
Okay. I have the GM right in front of me, so I can ask him.
That would be amazing.
Okay. Okay, give me one moment.
If it's yes, we're going there.
Like, can we take this equipment on the road?
I have the happy and sad sound effect ready to go. So nerve-wracking. It's a lot of dead air.
We really want it to be true.
It is. Yeah,
The
me too.
anticipation.
I might go grocery shopping.
Like, if it's not true, are we just calling it a day and going home?
I feel like if it's not true, we edit this whole part out.
That could be done.
They're gonna wonder why we went from super happy to super sad.
I know.
Walmart may have just lost my business.
Oh, I think it already should have.
Drive all the way across town. I don't care.
You're not rich, but you definitely can step up from Walmart.
It's just convenience factor that I can order
You
online.
buy
To be fair,
everything there.
she orders
all
in
our
bed.
meat from the butcher shop, lunch meat,
At One Fine Food.
bagels,
Yeah.
bread. Like, I'm telling you, it's the best.
I love that you own a candy store, but like are super picky about your food. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
totally.
healthy, organic, everything,
It's
and then a
only
candy store.
One Fine Food or Sweet Beast. That's the only
Hi,
place.
thanks for holding.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes, you absolutely can.
I
So-
told you. That is amazing.
In all
Well,
fairness,
since
I will
masks
let you
aren't
know.
mandated anymore, you can, yeah.
Okay, I will let you know just because I think legally I have to tell you you're being recorded. But we're filming a podcast right now, and it came up in conversation, and so we're all super excited, and so will our 6 listeners.
Oh my gosh, am I live right now?
Yeah. So do you know what? Yeah. Do you know why Drive, the
intimidating.
rideshare program?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that would have been awkward if you said no. So
I do. I
we
do. I
also
use
have a
it.
podcast that we do every week, and you're on it.
Oh my gosh, hi everyone. We're having a great
Hello.
day.
You just made our day because if the answer was no, it was going to be really sad, and the rest of this podcast would have sucked.
Oh,
But
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
all right, well, we'll
I'm
probably
happy
see
for you guys.
soon.
Yeah, come on by, have a drink, go in the market.
That's
Enjoy
amazing.
life.
That's
All
amazing.
right.
So good.
Thank you
And
very
come
much.
visit me at the bar at One Fine Food.
All right. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Okay, you too. Bye.
That's awesome.
So happy I was right.
So
Me
so
too.
is she. Because otherwise that would have been a very awkward conversation.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I don't have
But
it.
you can like have your glass of wine and then they have like the most beautiful like home decor stuff.
That was the most subtle we've done it. Fist bump.
Yeah. And then we
Right,
fist bumped
but-
right after. But
So yeah, you can
45
have your
minute warning.
little glass of wine and like shop around.
That's amazing.
It is.
That's life
There you go.
changing.
It just
Erica is
changed your
right
life.
now thinking about which one of our parents is free to watch our kid. So like, you're gonna call your mom and be like, I need you to watch Liam tonight. She'll be like,
He's
what?
going to my dad's this weekend. I'm going grocery shopping all weekend.
Where are you? I'm grocery shopping. You left at 11 a.m. It's now 4:30
Yeah,
in
you
the
better
afternoon.
send a car for me.
Yeah. And by the way,
Yeah.
I'm doing
can't.
shots in the produce department.
yeah.
Shotties.
She's in there faking
I
a
needed
limp so
11.
that she can get the motorized cart with the basket in the front of it.
Oh my god.
With the little cup holder.
It's gonna be like a scene from a Jackass movie. It's gonna be three of
gonna
us
get
driving around with carts.
I'm gonna get a DUI in One Fine Food.
Oh no, I forgot Brett again.
In case we forgot to introduce her, this is Erica Young, the owner of Y Drive. All right.
So good. Okay,
I
I'm so
own
glad
nothing.
that happened.
I don't know how
Candy?
we go up from there.
I
Like
think that's the peak.
Santa is real. I don't know what could top that.
Nothing.
Uh,
It's pretty amazing.
I'm
I'm
There
gonna
you
go
go.
grocery shopping all the time.
Are we really waiting for this weekend, or is Liam going to your mom's for dinner?
No, he's not going to
They're
my
open till
mom's.
6.
No.
Okay. She's judging her now. She's like,
I'm
"Wow,
not.
you're just a bomb, like
No.
buzzkill."
I'll wait till the kid's gone.
Is
She
grocery
knows.
shopping now a team sport where like 3 or 4 families go grocery shopping
Yeah.
together?
Want to go grocery shopping on Saturday?
Yeah, exactly. We should.
You bring Liam and get him to push the cart. That way you get double fist your drinks.
I could get in the cart and he can
that,
push
yeah,
the cart.
that too.
He can't carry our drinks, but he can carry the groceries.
Okay, we want this to be something we can all do. We can't ruin it the first day you guys go there.
Takes one person to
Yes,
ruin it for
exactly.
everyone.
Erica goes Friday, Lisa goes on Saturday.
Yeah,
and
and
is
then
told
it's
we no
over.
longer do that.
There's a big sign. No, they ruined it.
I did
Parents
that
are
for
not allowed to get
roller
in the
derby.
carts. Yeah, you ruined roller
I
derby.
ruined roller derby.
It's like one of our first dates.
I accidentally, so you used to be allowed to drink at roller derby anywhere. I
Right.
accidentally, I was just stepping over someone because kids were sitting on the floor, and I accidentally spilt it. It wasn't like I dumped it. Like a little bit of beer went out of my cup and fell on a kid's head.
Oh,
It was a baby.
Babies are kids.
It was a baby.
did the mom? Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
So
That's a lot.
you couldn't drink in the up
You
against.
can no
area.
longer drink on the floor at roller derby.
Okay, so let's not do that to
Yeah.
One Fine Food. They were so kind to us on the
Yes.
phone.
She was amazing.
I won't ruin it.
No.
I can control myself.
We're so gonna go in there.
But
and
now
she's
you
like,
can
"Oh my
have
God, it
your
was you guys."
bread and then hit the marketplace when you're like tired of talking to each other.
We need
So
to.
right now,
Buy a glug jug.
I'm really, really excited. Like we're carrying this on for so long, but I can't get my mind on anything else.
no, it killed the podcast, but also
It was just this morning when I was saying to Erica. So we do like the chef's plate, and then she also obviously grocery shops. And
Yeah.
when we first started doing chef's plate 4 nights a week, our grocery bill went down to like next to nothing, like toilet paper, toothpaste, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it slowly started to creep back up, and I'm like, well, hold on here. Like we're back to spending what we were spending on groceries
Same.
and
That
ordering
happened
chef's
to us.
plate. And so we were like, oh yeah, we'll cut back. We'll watch what we're spending because it's just wasteful. And yeah, I feel like that conversation just got thrown out the window. There's no way we're cutting back on our grocery budget now,
and we can't stop chef's plate. I hate having to think about dinner.
unless we just go to One Fine Food every night,
Well,
There you go.
eat dinner, drink while you go and get Liam's lunch for tomorrow from the grocery store.
there you go.
Yeah.
It'd be like I was telling Erica the other day, when I was single, I worked on one side of Costco and lived on the other side of Costco. Like it was in the middle of my commute to and from work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got a Costco membership just so I could stop and get a Polish
On the way
sausage and a
home.
pop every
Oh,
day on the way
God.
home. I was making $18 an hour as a single person. Getting my dinner down to $1.50 a day was a big deal.
Yeah.
Like that freed up a lot of drinking money.
Yeah.
But Matt needs a microphone.
God.
How he does not have a microphone
I've
today, I
got
don't
it,
know.
kind of.
You're gonna have to like lace it in. He's
He's in
recording
there.
on his phone.
It's my job.
Matt is now the voice of Y Drive's phone system.
Hmm.
If you need a voice recording for your phone system, like the press 1 for this, press 2
I
for
don't
that,
have a phone. I'm no dummy.
that's true.
We need to not have.
Okay, if anyone's gonna be the voice, it's gonna be her.
Yeah.
Like people go into
Get
the
her to
store
read the
because
script.
of her voice.
That's true.
She's famous though. I can't afford her.
You're funny.
That was the script.
I'll study it well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't have a phone.
As he takes that off your phone. Yeah, you only have a cell phone, which I believe the number is.
Yeah. No.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming in. I
Thank
appreciate you
you.
talking about Couture candy. I appreciate you talking about candy in general.
Yeah.
It's an amazing. Anyone who lives in the PTBO area, definitely get down, check it out in person.
Yeah.
I've now got my mind racing. Like, this was the worst thing for Eric and I. As much as we appreciate you coming, as great as this podcast was, this was not helpful to mine and Erica's diet. We are now going drinking while grocery shopping. We are anxious
changed
to
your
get back
life
into a
with that.
candy store to buy some candy.
Yeah.
When are the Y-Drive bags coming?
I know. You know what the problem is just trying to find the color scheme.
I'll change the color scheme of the company to fit what you have for
Because
candy.
right now it's like I could put in like the marshmallow bananas. But
For yellow.
But like they're like cilantro. Like people either love it or like completely hate them.
Yeah, I'm not
So
big on
I
the
got
marshmallow
I got to
bananas.
go through I got 100 cases of loose candy coming tomorrow, and I got about 60 today. So I'll find
Those
something.
little sour blue raspberries.
Yes, we'll do those. I mean, we should put the
peaches.
sour licorice tubes in just because they're your favorite.
Yeah.
I can't believe I ate fuzzy peaches again.
Oh, we had so
After-
many fuzzy peaches.
Like, what did we do? 200 containers of fuzzy peaches for our anniversary. So about 180 of them got given out. And then the other
the rest
20
we
sat
ate.
in our what used to be spare office.
Yeah.
And man, I think I was eating a box a day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I felt like I was getting
They
to
were
the
just
point
so
where I was
fresh
never
and
going to
so
want.
good.
I know. And those
So
are like the
good.
messages that I get, like how quickly something got to them and like how fresh it is. So it's awesome.
I learned two things there when we did it. One is you're absolutely correct. Like you don't experience fresh candy generally. Like you tasting them and feeling how soft they were. I was like, at first I was like, is there something? And I'm like, no, they're just really fresh. They haven't got stale yet, which isn't normal. Like what you get Cineplex, a grocery store, convenience store, you're not getting fresh candy. It's not shipped directly in just to sell right away.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was, it is a really cool feeling to spend $1,000 on fuzzy peaches. Like that is a story that I will tell my grandkids one day. Like
I
they're
want to be you when I grow up.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
one day my kid's gonna have fuzzy peaches, and I'll be like, I once bought $1,000 for the fuzzy peaches.
Yeah.
And gave them away.
Yeah.
No, skip that part. Make them think I ate them all.
Yeah. Edit that out.
My kid's not gonna listen to this.
No.
I don't
He doesn't
think Liam got
listen
any
to.
of them.
And yes, he did.
Did he?
Oh,
We
yes.
didn't take any home.
He hangs out here.
That's true. Where is he? He's got to be here soon. Oh, he's
He's-
getting out of school right now.
Yeah. Justin is at the school to pick him up right
Yeah.
now.
We use our drivers to get our kid after school.
Nice.
He just got on board.
Ooh.
That's
That's like free
Nice.
promo right there. The mother just noticed that her child got into the car with the driver and is
Yes.
confirmed in the car and safe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I also got a text.
I'm saying that as
message
if we're
about it.
hoping that we get another 50 parents that we have to pick their
I do
kids up from
get
school.
people calling about it.
I love that we can help, and I love that obviously it's new clients and all that, but that is definitely a stressful picking kids up from school, because it
Oh
is
my
like
gosh, 'cause
if
you
you're a
cannot be
minute
late.
late, that kid is out there alone. Like
Yeah.
it is stressful watching those pickups. That's why Eric is
I
now
watch
staring
them
at her
closely
computer again.
because it's after school pickup time, so I'm watching to make sure all our drivers are on time for their after school pickups.
Well, and it's not
Yeah.
even like if you book a ride, let's say your car's in the shop and you're going to work. You book a ride for 8 a.m. and our driver's running 5-10 minutes behind schedule. We can call you and tell you. Mm-hmm. You can't call a 7-year-old standing outside of school.
Well,
Yeah.
and they don't get the app updates either.
Yeah,
So,
well, that goes along with a 7-year-old not having
Yeah.
a phone.
well, if Liam had his way, he would have a phone.
Yeah. And Liam.
We're so off topic.
Kids and technology nowadays.
Oh my gosh, you're going on another one.
I can't get
Can
over
you
it.
download mod?
Yeah, there he is. That gave Erica the opposite of the goosebumps she got earlier. That was like cringe. That is our kid. He plays Farm Simulator.
Right.
And that is him asking for us to go download mods like realistic trucks and tractors and stuff like that. There was a time where, no exaggeration, I'd be asked 25, 30 times in a night. Like it was
boy.
it was the are you there? Are we there yet? But with can you download mods?
Yeah. Oh,
How old are your
boy.
kids?
10 and 8.
But they play with each other.
Yes, they do.
Like, I hate to say this because hopefully the one person not listening to this is our social worker that we're registered to be foster parents. We just don't have any foster kids right now.
Yeah.
But I just want to go out and get another 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old so that our kid can play with somebody.
It's not just something you can go and pick up.
It quite literally is, though, as a foster parent. It's like, if you limit yourself to only like 5 to 10-year-olds, then they'll just call and tell you there's a 5 to 10-year-old that you can take in. But it kind of is.
Anyway.
Like, I'm not trying to dumb it down. It literally is like that. Anyway, thank you very much. This is normally where I say who's on next week, but I've been procrastinating and have absolutely no clue. But thank you, Lisa, for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me.
I learned a lot about the candy industry, and I definitely encourage people to go watch the Chamber video. I'm sure it's on the Chamber's Facebook as well as, do you have it on any of your own stuff?
It is.
Okay.
You can find it on the Chamber, but they also just added it to their podcast, which is the PTBO Chamber podcast, where you can actually listen to the whole thing and not just the first 15 minutes.
Like your 15 minutes, though. You don't want to listen to the rest. Is just people like me talking.
No, it's my whole 30
Okay.
minutes because
Oh,
I
okay.
went over, which happens.
And she didn't cut you off.
No, they didn't. They let me roll. And then Stu Harrison said some like really, really nice things at the
Oh,
end.
of course.
and-
Well, the comment section. I don't know. Were you reading
yeah,
along when it
I was able to like leave the meeting and then like read the comments after.
I called Joel into my office. I don't know if you saw him.
No, I didn't.
When you started talking about traveling with your best
Oh,
friend,
with
I was like, Joel,
Joel.
come here. And then he
Yeah.
came in. But then he felt like he was going to make it awkward because he was standing on my camera behind me in my office.
Oh, if I had
And-
seen him, I probably would have stumbled.
Yeah, so then he left.
But even only like a few months ago, like when we were able to like actually get back together with people before like Omicron ended up, it's like we were sitting around the table like talking about that time out east all together, and like I was emotional, like they were, like it's just such an important thing to us, and
It was,
we love them.
I called him in because it made me chuckle internally when you were talking about traveling with your best friend, because that's like everybody has like that claim to fame, and especially with like you blowing up and everybody talking about you in town.
Hey, I know her.
His line, no, though they're our best friends. We even travel with them.
Oh,
Like, it's we even travel with them line.
Yeah, we
And
like
so when
them
you were
that much.
Yeah, when you said like we had a trip planned with our best friends, I was like, Joel, she's talking about you. Come here.
Hey, traveling with couples can sometimes turn out badly.
We've tried a million times, and everyone always gets pregnant and cancels.
Oh,
So, yeah, I'm just gonna start befriending like 60-year-old couples so that I know there's zero chance they're getting pregnant and canceling
there
the
you
trip.
go.
Yeah, but I think, have you done Alaska? Well, you and Matty so. Allison's going to hear this for the first time, I'm sure, because I'm sure Joel hasn't shared this, but Allison won't do a cruise ship because she gets seasick.
Yeah.
But in Alaska, you're not at sea, you're like internal, so you don't get any rough water.
Right.
So I think we're going to try and do an Alaska cruise.
Nice.
Because I want to go back. It was incredible.
Well,
did
we're
it for our
going to,
honeymoon.
we call it Potters vacations, Potters, Coutures, right? So
Nice.
we got a Potters
I know.
Banff
I
trip.
have to babysit his dispatch screen. But, all right.
right.
Thank you. We'll say goodbye for an 18th time.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Matt,
guys.
again, for not having a microphone and being ill-prepared.
You're welcome.
And I like your sweater, though. He's wearing a matching sweater, but different colors. All right. Thanks, and have a good day, and cue that music.